Welcome to today's video where we dive deep into how TikTok and other short-form content platforms are rewiring your brain and destroying your focus. We're going to break down how these platforms are designed to be addictive, how they hijack our brain chemistry, and what we can do to fight back and reclaim our attention spans. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and let's get into it. Alright, so we're talking about TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, all that stuff. It's everywhere, right? These short-form content platforms have taken over our screens, and it's hard to escape their grasp. Whether you're on your morning commute, taking a break at work, or just lounging at home, these bite-sized videos are always just a tap away. And the thing is, these platforms are designed to be addictive. They pull you in and keep you engaged for hours on end. They're like digital slot machines, man. You keep scrolling, hoping for that next big hit of entertainment. You scroll through, and you never know what you're going to get. Each swipe brings something new and unexpected. Could be a funny cat video, could be some crazy news story, could be some dude doing parkour off a building. The variety is endless. It's that unpredictable reward that keeps you coming back for more. The thrill of not knowing what's next is what makes it so compelling. And the algorithms know this, man. They're constantly learning from your behavior. They're designed to show you the most engaging, the most stimulating content to keep you hooked. They know exactly what you like and serve it up on a silver platter. See, your brain loves novelty. It craves new and exciting things. It's wired to seek out new information, new experiences. This is a fundamental part of human nature. And these platforms exploit that by delivering a constant stream of fresh content, all tailored to your interests. They know what you want before you even know it yourself. And every time you see something new, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical. It's like a mini reward system. But here's the thing, when you're constantly bombarded with these dopamine hits, your brain starts to adapt. It becomes less sensitive to the effects. You need more and more stimulation to get the same effect. What used to be exciting now feels mundane, and that's where the trouble starts. The constant need for stimulation can lead to stress, anxiety, and even addiction. It's a vicious cycle that's hard to break. So we got to talk about dopamine, man. It's this tiny molecule in our brain that has a huge impact on our behavior and emotions. It's the key to understanding how these platforms get their hooks in us. They know exactly how to trigger our dopamine release. Dopamine is like the brain's reward chemical. It's released when we experience something pleasurable or rewarding. It's what makes us feel good when we do something pleasurable, like eating a delicious meal, having sex, or even laughing with friends. But here's the thing, our brains are also wired to seek out novelty and unpredictability. We crave new experiences and surprises, and that's where the algorithms come in. These sophisticated programs are designed to keep us engaged by constantly offering new and exciting content. They're constantly analyzing our behavior, figuring out what kind of content is going to give us that dopamine hit. They know us better than we know ourselves. It's like a slot machine, man. You never know what you're going to get. And that unpredictability is addictive. You pull the lever, you don't know what you're going to get. It could be a big win, or it could be nothing at all. Could be a jackpot, could be nothing. But that uncertainty keeps you hooked, always coming back for more. But that uncertainty, that possibility of a reward, keeps you coming back for more. It's a powerful loop that's hard to break. And the same thing is happening with these apps. They're designed to keep us engaged, always seeking that next hit of dopamine. Every time you open up TikTok or Instagram, you're essentially pulling the lever on a slot machine, hoping for that next exciting piece of content. And because the algorithms are so good at what they do, they're usually able to deliver. And they know exactly what will keep you hooked. But here's the problem. When you're constantly getting these dopamine hits, your brain starts to adapt. It needs more and more to get the same effect, leading to a cycle of addiction. Let's talk about attention span, man. It's like a muscle. You gotta work it out or it's gonna atrophy. And the problem is these short-form content platforms, they're not exactly giving our attention spans a workout. If anything, they're making them weaker. Think about it. When you're scrolling through TikTok, you're bombarded with information. Videos, text, music, all competing for your attention, and each video is only a few seconds long, so you're constantly switching your focus from one thing to the next. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with consuming information quickly, but the problem is, when this is all you ever do, your brain starts to adapt. It gets used to that constant stimulation, that rapid-fire delivery of information, and then, when you try to focus on something that requires sustained attention, your brain just can't handle it. All right, let's talk about cognitive fatigue, man. It's like your brain is running a marathon, but instead of getting to rest at the finish line, it's just thrown into another marathon, and another one, and another one. It's exhausting, man. See, our brains weren't designed to process this much information this quickly. Every time you see a new video, hear a new sound, read a new caption, your brain has to process it. And when you're scrolling through TikTok for hours on end, that's a lot of processing. It's like your brain is a computer. And every time you switch tasks, it has to open up a new program, close the old one, allocate resources. It takes a toll, man. And eventually, your brain just gets overloaded. It's like trying to run too many programs on your computer at the same time. Eventually, it's going to crash. And when your brain is in this state of cognitive overload, it's hard to focus on anything. So how do you know if your attention span is fried? Well, there are a few telltale signs, and let me tell you, man, these are things I've noticed in myself, and I'm sure a lot of you have too. First off, restlessness. You sit down to read a book, and after 2 pages, you're already fidgeting. You can't just chill and focus on one thing for an extended period of time. You're constantly checking your phone, looking for something to stimulate you. Second, difficulty completing tasks. You start a project, but you can't seem to see it through to the end. You get distracted, you procrastinate, you just don't have the focus to stay on track. Third, poor sleep quality. You're tired all the time, but you can't seem to get a good night's sleep. Your mind is racing. You're thinking about all the things you have to do, all the things you saw on social media that day. And finally, increased anxiety and stress. You're constantly feeling overwhelmed, like you're drowning in information. Let's get a little scientific here, man. We got to talk about neuroplasticity. It's a big word, but it basically means that your brain is constantly changing and adapting based on your experiences. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But the opposite is true too. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that's what's happening with our attention spans in the age of short-form content. Every time you scroll through TikTok, every time you get that dopamine hit from a funny video or a shocking headline, you're strengthening the neural pathways associated with instant gratification and rapid-fire information processing. And at the same time, you're neglecting the neural pathways associated with sustained attention, deep thinking, and critical analysis. It's like going to the gym and only working out your biceps. All right, so we've talked about the problem. Now let's talk about solutions. How do we reclaim our attention spans in a world that's constantly trying to distract us? It's a challenge, but it's not impossible. First off, you've got to do an input audit, man. Take a good, hard look at what you're consuming daily. What are you feeding your brain? Is it nourishing content or just junk? Are you constantly bombarding it with information from social media, news websites, and streaming services? This constant influx can be overwhelming. If so, it's time to cut back. You don't need to be plugged in all the time. Start by limiting your screen time. It's a small step, but it can make a big difference. Set some boundaries for yourself. Create a schedule that includes breaks from screens. Maybe you only allow yourself an hour of social media per day or even less. Or maybe you designate certain times of day as screen-free zones. Second, embrace boredom. Yes, you heard that right. I know boredom sounds terrible, but it's actually a gift in disguise. But it's actually really important for your brain. It gives your mind a chance to rest and recharge. When you're bored, your mind is free to wander, to make connections, to think creatively, to come up with new ideas. Some of the best ideas come when you're not actively trying to think of them. So next time you find yourself with a few spare minutes, resist the urge to reach for your phone. Instead, just sit there and be bored. Let your mind wander and see where it takes you. Instead, just sit there and be bored. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but that's okay. It's part of the process. But I promise your brain will thank you for it. Third, schedule focus blocks. These are dedicated times for deep work. Dedicate specific times in your day for deep work. This is when you can really get into the zone. This could be anything that requires sustained attention, like writing, coding, or studying. Turn off your phone, close your email, and eliminate as many distractions as possible. And just focus on the task at hand. You'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Fourth, create a tech-free zone. This is a space where no screens are allowed. Designate a space in your home where screens are not allowed. It could be a room, a corner, or even just a specific chair. The point is to create a space where you can disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with yourself and the people around you. This can be incredibly refreshing and grounding. So there you have it, folks. The truth about how TikTok and other short-form content platforms are rewiring our brains. It's not about demonizing these platforms, it's about understanding the science behind them and taking control of our own minds. Remember, your attention is your most valuable resource. Don't let these platforms steal it away from you. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this.